press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi, hello my dear students. Yes, in the previous session we discussed about solids in liquids, liquids in water, and also we discussed about gases in water. About all these things we learned in the previous session by doing some activities. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about heating and cooling. Heating and cooling means what? See, heating and cooling are changes of matter. See, heating and cooling brings changes. There is some changes of matter by doing heating and cooling. Yes, so sometimes there is a change of a state of matter. They form a change of matter, and sometimes matter changes and form a new substance. See, there are two changes. There are two types of changes. First one is a chemical change and next one is a physical change. Physical change and chemical changes. By doing this, what? Heating and cooling. Okay, first one is a physical change. First one is what? First one we are going to discuss about physical change. So physical change means, see, it does not change the basic material of the substance. Okay, see, physical change is a change. It does not change the basic material of the substance. See, for example, see, when we take paper, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಒಂದು cut piece of paper ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. So when I make piece of paper, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ small pieces ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. See, this one is a physical change. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ in a physical change? See, what happens when you cut piece of paper? See, it's a paper. So ಈಗ still it's a paper. So this one is a physical change. As in a physical change, there is a change in a shape and size. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, shape and size ಅಷ್ಟೇ change ಆಗಿದೆ. There is no chemical change. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ chemical change ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. See, here is only the change of a size and shape. Okay, there is no formation of a new substance. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ new substance ನ form ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. So but when this one is a change in shape and size. See, is this can reverse? So ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? Yes, we can. ಸೊ ಬೈ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೋಲ್ ದಿಸ್, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಪೇಪರ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ ಹೊರಗಿನವರು. ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವ. ಸೊ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ state of a matter is also interchangeable. For example, for physical change. So physical change ge innondu example ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. Yes, that it is physical changes. In the physical change there is a changes in a state of matter are interchangeable. States of matter interchangeable. Okay, say for example, take ice cubes is in bowl. So now we first ice cubes na ತಗೋತೀವಿ. So leave it for some time. See what happens, that ice cubes will melt and it change into water. See what happens, this ice cube. Say ice cube is which state of matter? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಸಾಲಿಡ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಪ್? So when we heat up this ice cubes, what happens? It change into what? Water. It's change into water. It's a form of a liquid. So another form of liquid. So when we heat up the water, see what happens? It's change into water or a liquid. So when you continue that heat, so ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ heatನ. So continuation of heat up, see what happens? It's change into water vapor. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ವಾಟ್? Ice cubes in a bowl. See what happens when we heat up that ice cubes? It melts and change into water. Once we continue the heating water, so ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಂಟು ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್. ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆವಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಕೂಲ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್, so when we cool that water vapor as steam, what happens? It's again change into what? Water. So ಈ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸ್ಟೀಮನ್ನು ಕೂಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಂಟು ವಾಟ್? ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ವಾಟರ್ನ ತೊಗೋಬೋದು. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಪ್, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಾವು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆವಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ವಾಟ್? ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ಈ ವಾಟರ್ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ವಾಟ್? ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ change of states of interchangeable. So state of matter interchangeable means, see what happens when we melt the ice cubes, is change into water. When we boil that water, see what happens? Is a change into water vapor or a steam. Or so when we cools down that water vapor, it again it's change into water. It's a liquid state. When we freeze that water, so continuous cool down ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ it will be changed into what? Ice cubes. See here it is interchangeable or reversible. So reverse ನಾವು again ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ ತಗೋಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ we cannot. Why? See ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವೀಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. Okay, there is no change in state of matter. Okay, next is about chemical change. Next one is chemical change. See, chemical change is a change. It's a completely changes the substance. It's completely changes the substance. Example, iron nail or a iron rod, whatever. See, when iron nail rust by the chemical change, so chemical reaction, when we expose that iron nail to moisture air, so moisture air ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಸ್ಟ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದು ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಲ್ಲ, ತುಕ್ಕು ಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಐರನ್. ಸೊ ಐರನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ, ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ರೆಡ್ ಬ್ರೌನಿಷ್ ಕಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ತುಕ್ಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ತುಕ್ಕು ಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಐರನ್ಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್, ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸಿ ವ್ಯಾನ್ ಐರನ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಚರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರೆಡ್ ಬ್ರೌನಿಷ್ ಕಲರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. See, this is the chemical change. So we cannot reverse this iron substance. So ಈ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ಐರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ತುಕ್ಕು ಹಿಡಿದು ಐರನ್ ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವೇನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ ರಿಟರ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಐರನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಪೇಪರಿಂದಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬಿಂದ ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ತೊಗೋಬೋದು, ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ once chemical change happens, we cannot get same matter again, so it cannot reverse, means irreversible changes in chemical change. Okay, ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, for example, if you burn the paper, what happens? See, sometimes in the chemical change it releases heat and light also, see, and also it's form a new substance. See what happens when you burn papers, see it ರಿಲೀಸಸ್ or we get what ಆ್ಯಶ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೂದಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಸುಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೂದಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ದ ಪೇಪರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ನೋ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡು. ಸೊ ಆ ಬೂದಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. Yes, in the time of chemical change, new substance is formed and sometimes it releases heat, light. So it releases what? Heat and light energy, isn't it? Example, so when we burn the paper, see we get what? New form substance, that it is ash. Okay, can reverse this change? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು again reverse ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ change ನ? We cannot. Why? Because once iron rust, it's ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ಅಗೇನ್ ಆ ರಸ್ಟಿನ ನಾವು ಐರನ್ನ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಬರ್ನ್ ದ ಪೇಪರ್, ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಪೇಪರ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಶ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್. ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. Okay, see there are many chemical changes which take place in our body, isn't it? See, many chemical changes in your body. So which one? See that it is when we intake food. So when we intake foods, it releases energy and formation of blood and its form of waste materials also. So energy ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ನಾವು ಫುಡ್ನ ತಗೊಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ಫುಡ್ನ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋಬೋದಾ? ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಆ ರುಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. Okay, understood? So what is physical change? See, changes, it happens, it cannot change of matter. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ there is a we cannot irreversible and the new form of substance is formed and sometimes it releases heat and light, some energy. Okay, yes my dear students, the last class and today we discussed about solids, liquids and gases. Okay, now I am going to give summary of this lesson. Okay, yes, in the first part we discussed about matter and the things. As in your surroundings we see many different things in our surroundings. See all the things, whatever it may be natural, man-made or living, non-living, all the things are made up of what? Matter. See all the things are made up of matter. If it is a big or a small or a too small like a microorganisms also made up of matter. Okay, see what is matter made up of? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. Molecules is a very smallest and simplest particle of a matter. Molecules are very smallest and simplest particle of a matter. Okay, see molecules are made up of atoms. See molecules, when we further broken of a molecules we get what? Atoms. So molecules are now further broken ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we can get what? atoms. See, whatever things are made up of in the world, all are made up of 119 kinds of atoms. 119 kinds of atoms ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, next we learned about kinds of matter. There is a 3 kinds of matter. Yes, there is a 3 kinds of states of matter, that it is solids, liquids and gases. As in first one is a solid. See, solids are, as in solids, molecules are closely packed or tightly packed each other, so that's why they are hard and rigid and they have a definite shape. They have what? Definite shape. Example, see this one. See, solids for example, this one wood is, see, they have a definite shape, they are a very hard and rigid and they have a definite space also and definite volume. Okay, an example for solids, bricks, wood, stone, sand. See, these are all the example for solids. So most of our surrounding things are all solids, isn't it? See, this board and watch and whatever, it's a table, camera and this one building bricks, all are solids. Okay, next one is a liquid. Liquid means, yes, in liquids molecules are less closely packed. In liquids molecules are less closely packed. Okay, see, they are not hard and they are a fluid. So fluid means when we pour water, see what happens, it start to flow. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, flow ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So it's need water, it's to store water, it's to store liquid, we need container. Why? Because see, it's the molecules in liquids are less closely packed, so that's why they are not hard and they are a fluid. Okay, next one example for liquids are water, milk, alcohol, spirit, juice, oils, petrol, diesel, kerosene. These are all the example for liquids. Means, so the molecules are liquids are less closely packed. Okay, they are not hard and they are fluid. Next one is gases. See, molecules in gases loosely packed. Molecules in gases are loosely packed, so that's why they spread everywhere. They spread everywhere. Gases is very important to us. Why? Because we cannot survive our life without gas, as well as also water. So we cannot survive our life without water. So water is very essential to us, isn't it? As well as like gas is also very important. Gas means it's a nothing but it is a air. See, air is very need to us. Why? Because for breathing purpose. See, we need what? Oxygen to breathe. For animals, they also need oxygen to breathe. But the plants, they need carbon dioxide to synthesize their own food in the process of what? Photosynthesis. Okay, see, gases, in molecules gases, they are loosely packed, they are no hard and they spread everywhere. Okay, next we discussed about solids in liquids. As solids in liquids means some solids are dissolves in liquids are called solids in liquids. For example, sugar, salt, glucose, these are all solids or dissolves in water. Okay, so which solids are dissolved in water or a liquid is called what? Solid. Solid means a solid that dissolves in liquid is called what? Solid. Okay, next, a liquid which dissolves solid is called solvent. And when solid dissolves in solvent, we get what? Solution. What we get? Solution. Okay, example, sugar, salt, all this. And potassium permanganate is also example for solid that dissolves in water. See, what happens when we put potassium permanganate into water? See what happens, it discharges its color. So what happens? It discharges its color and spread color into water, and it changes in color only. Okay, yes, we did activity. See what happens. You just see, observe, totally it's a change its color. It's a dark purple color. So now last time ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 2 crystals potassium permanganate ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. What happens is it sinks down bottom of the beaker and it is spread what color. Okay, so it's a spread color, it's a totally dissolved and it's a spread what color into this water. See what happens when sugar dissolves in water. See, it cannot rise its level of water. Why? Because see, there is a lot of space in between water. See, sugar occupies these spaces, so that's why the water level in a sugar solution it's not rise. Not only in sugar, it's in the potassium permanganate also and in the salt solution also. Okay, when any solute is dissolved in solvent, its level is not arise. Why? Because there is a lot of space in between water, so it occupies this solute or occupies a space in between solvent. Okay, see, but some changes is sweetness. As in sugar solution, it's a changes, it's a sweet, and color of the solution is the same as it is pure water. But in the potassium permanganate activity, so pure water is in a colorless. When we put potassium permanganate into water, see what happens? It changes its color, but the level is same as well as. Okay, yes, next we discussed about some liquids in water. Some liquids in water means some liquids are dissolved in water. Example, milk, juice, and then glycerin, alcohol, spirit. These are all dissolves in water. Okay, see, we call that it is a miscible liquid. So miscible liquids means liquids which dissolves in water is called miscible liquids. And some liquids like a petrol, oil, diesel, kerosene, these are all do not dissolve in water and they form separate layer and floats on surface of water. See, these type of liquids called what? Immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids means some liquids do not dissolve in water and they form separate layer and its floats on water is called what? Immiscible liquids. Example, oil, kerosene, petrol. So when we mix water and so ನೀರು ಮತ್ತು ಎಣ್ಣೆ ನಾವು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅದು ಎಣ್ಣೆ ನೀರು, ಸೊ ಅದು immiscible liquid. So that's why. Okay, next we discuss about gases in water. As some gases are mixed with dissolves in water. Okay, example, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Okay, see, some living organisms like a fish, plants, octopus, starfish, they are all live in water. They need what? Air to breathe. So it's a vital activity. It's very essential to living organisms to survive their life, isn't it? Yes, right. So they need what? Oxygen to breathe for animals like a fish, octopus, and the plants need carbon dioxide to prepare their own food. Yes, how do these organisms get air in water? See, because some gases are dissolved in water, say they absorb what? Carbon dioxide. See, for example, plants absorb carbon dioxide to synthesize their own food, but fishes and other organisms like octopus, they absorb what? They get oxygen from water. Why? Because some gases are mixes or dissolved in water. So that's why. See, next one is a heating and cooling. Yes, in the heating and cooling as a changes. Say some changes are going in a heating and cooling. See what happens? There is a two types of changes, physical change and chemical change. Yes, first is a physical change. See, when physical change happens, it cannot form a new form of substance. It's a just state of matter is interchangeable. So state of matter are interchangeable means, for example, piece of paper. See, when piece of paper we cut into now ಪೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ paper only. There is a no new substance. It's a changes in a size and shape only. Okay, so again we can get paper. So ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. See another one example in a state of matter interchangeable, that it is when we heat the ice cubes. So when we take so you just take ice cubes and when we heat up, see what happens, it changes into water, okay, by heating. After again you just continue the heating, see what happens, it started to evaporate in the form of water vapor. Okay, see when we cool that water vapors, again it changes into water. It's a state of matter liquid. When we freeze that water, again we get water, which it changes into ice cubes. It's a states of matter are interchangeable. State of matter interchange ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. Why? Because there is a new form of substance is formed in the chemical change. Okay, for example, iron. See, when we expose the iron into moist air, see what happens, new form of reddish brown substance is formed on surface of iron. See why? Because it's exposed in air. It's a chemical change. It's a rusted thing. See, we cannot get again iron from this reddish brown color substance. Now I reddish brown iron substance ಇಂದ again ನಾವು iron ತಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. It's a final stage of a substance. Okay, so that's why to avoid rusting we are going to paint that iron bars or a nail. So ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಐರನ್ ರಾಡ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, another one example that it is burning paper. See, when we burn paper, see forming of a what new substance, that it is ash. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೂದಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಬೂದಿನ can we reverse it? No, we cannot. ಆ ಬೂದಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜು. ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತದು, irreversible change. Okay, in the time of chemical change, sometimes it releases heat and light and energy also. Okay, see one of the chemical change is going in your body. It's all the time that it is when we intake food. See that food releases energy, blood and waste materials. See, these all things are cannot yes we can reverse it. No, we cannot. It's a chemical changes happens in your body. Okay, yes my dear students, in the last previous sessions and today we discussed about solid, liquid and gases. Okay, thank you my dear students.